State and local officials all agree that the arts and festivals are key attractions that help keep downtown areas strong.
My name is Darren Rudloff. I'm the CEO of Visit Cheyenne, the Convention and Visitors Bureau for Laramie County. Our job at Visit Cheyenne is to attract visitors into the county, getting them to spend money at our restaurants, stores, shops, etc., and letting them have a good time to experience everything the Cheyenne area has to offer. We use the arts, the film festival, every opportunity we have to attract people and to get them to stay here. The arts are, of course, a very integral part of everything we have to offer in Cheyenne. So the film festival, anything like that that gives people something to do, something to experience the essence of Cheyenne is what we're after. And that's why we support the film festival as much as we have.
The Wyoming Film Office promotes filmmaking throughout the state of Wyoming. We try to recruit film makers to come to Wyoming to shoot their projects, and we also try to support the infrastructure and grow that infrastructure here in the state. Festivals that crop up around the state, the Wyoming Film Office is very supportive of film festivals because we feel that it not only helps bring film to local communities, but it helps to nurture that local population and infrastructure in the state of those folks who want to get into filmmaking or become filmmakers.
Todd Benson and Del Lummis, who are going to kick off the first annual shootout.
Well, Wyoming does have a rich film tradition, but it's been a history of people coming into the state to film and then leave, which, as my father, state historian, will say, is the history of the state. People coming in and then leaving. But the people who are in Wyoming, I mean, Wyoming really prides itself on independence. And if the people in the state have an independent vision and the tools now exist to make their own stories, as I've always said, there's plenty of great stories to tell in Wyoming. It really is a unique state in the country, and I think that now there should be a host of filmmakers coming up in Wyoming to tell those stories.
Hello, I'm from One Call Delivery. I have a delivery for Mr. or Mrs. James Jensen. Okay, if I could just obtain your signature.
What's wrong?
You signed it Jim Jensen.
Yeah. So?
Well, this delivery is for Mr. or Mrs. James Jensen.
If you're a filmmaker, you're looking for a couple of things when you're considering shooting on location. You want the financial incentives, you want the locations, of course, but if you don't have the crew base to make that happen, if you don't have the infrastructure in place to allow them to hire locally, then it comes down to a numbers game. By having these sorts of festivals, by having crew development in-state, you actually make it possible for larger productions, television production, commercial shoots to come in and hire locally.
Art in a community is what makes it, I think it helps pull people together. It helps create a sense of identity in a community. I think that one of the things that I love about community theater is it brings people from all different backgrounds and walks of life to work together on creating a work of art. Theater in particular is a very collaborative art that requires lots of people to help put it together. And we have lots of volunteers that come and help do it. In fact, the Cheyenne Little Theater is almost entirely a volunteer organization that we have people from all parts of the community coming and helping.
Art brings a lot of people from different walks of life, and downtown Cheyenne specifically is a great place for art projects and events and so on, because we've got the history down here, the old architecture, buildings from the 19th century and so on that fit so well into art, whether it be music or physical arts or performance arts or anything like that. So it's a great place to have it downtown.
You know, filmmaking, you know, it's a business, but it's also an art, and artists need to have a community. If there's no one like-minded, if there's no one of an artistic bent in your town, you're not going to stick around and wait for something to come to you. You're going to go to the film. By having a festival in a local Wyoming community, you're just nourishing the entire process. You're making it possible. You're making it possible to film in Wyoming.